Hey everyone, I'm Dan from JazzComposersPresent.com, an online space where composers, musicians, and listeners come together to celebrate the music we love. I'm here today with Rich DeRosa, drummer, arranger, Grammy-nominated composer, and professor of jazz composition and arranging at the University of North Texas. Rich is joining us today to talk about cross-section writing.
Thank you, Dan. Pleasure to be here. Cross-section writing is something I think that's a natural part of the evolutionary process for big band arrangers. We, start with what's more obvious and write in accordance with sections and voicing, sax section voicing, trombone section voicing, trumpet section, brass, etc. It's all good. But at some point we become curious. Maybe how do I break out of that? Or you're hearing a piece of music that doesn't do what you're used to doing. So to me, one of the simple things is to really start arranging things by register. And the adjective in an instrument name is the big hint, right? Let's take the saxophones. Soprano saxophone, alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, baritone saxophone, and even in some cases, a bass saxophone. In the trombone section, we have tenor trombone, we have bass trombone. And in the trumpet section, although they don't carry adjectives, right? If you think about it, which saxophone part can a trumpet player play? The soprano saxophone. So think of your trumpets as soprano voices. The other instrument that's in the trumpet section is the flugelhorn. The flugelhorn, as we know, is lower, it's deeper. You could play high on it, yeah, but it doesn't make as much sense. I think of the flugelhorn as my alto voice, okay? And it makes the lower notes on the trumpet more resonant and thicker. And that's the whole thing about register placement when you're singing at the piano. So here's the thing too. You can't see my keyboard, but I'm going to mark off from the lowest C on the piano the different registers. There's the contrabass register in the first octave. There's the bass register from C to C, second octave. The tenor register brings me up to middle C. Middle C begins the alto register, and then the soprano register. Now there's two more octaves above that, but we rarely use those, right? So, registers can be wider than this, but basically they're about an octave, okay? Now, where does the baritone register fit? It's halfway between the bass register and the tenor register. It kind of sits halfway between those octaves, all right? So when you're coming up with lines at the keyboard, think about what the register is. Right, so a note around a line around middle C is predominantly an alto range. It could be played by an upper, in the upper range of a tenor instrument. Okay, ranges or registers can give us a sense of color and strength. Okay, let's take a look at an example that I did in this arrangement of Adeste Fideles, also known as O Come All Ye Faithful, and this is set up as a fugue. A fugue is naturally a great way to move the melody from one register to another. In fact, it's required. So I've chosen to start or place the theme in the tenor range, right? You can see it with the two tenor saxophones and the two of the tenor trombones, right? So the melody is heard in the tenor register, and then the melody is heard up in the alto range. You can see the alto saxes pick up to measure 72. And to couple that, because I want 4 on each line, I have my flugelhorn, which I mentioned previously, as an alto voice. And I'm utilizing my tenor trombone, my lead tenor trombone, to kind of cross over into the adjacent register, which he can easily do here, okay? So, and then you'll hear the theme coming in the soprano line, which is by the trumpets. I put them in octaves, okay? Okay? One final note I'll say is that, when you have good counterpoint, which is the great lesson from Johann Sebastian Bach, is you don't need thick harmony. Okay? So find some good lines and put them in the registers and assign those instruments that are in that register. Tenor line, right? Put tenor register instruments. Alto line, alto register instruments, and so forth. And you'll be on your way to breaking out of that section writing, unless you want to do it, right? I still do it too, so it's all good. All right, I hope this was helpful. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching today's mini lesson. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. To watch our full-length events and participate in live Q&As with our presenting artists, head over to jazzcomposerspresent.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.